Hello, my ABT students. This is your first assignment in Advanced Tables, and I opened up the file called Novelty from the class's drive, and I saved it in my folder, and I assume that you'll do the same thing. Okay, the first thing that it asks us to do is it wants us to put text at the top of the table. So if you go Control Home, you'll see that right now you are in the table, all right, and there's no enters above. The easiest way is you went Control Home, press Enter, and there's your blank paragraph symbol. So very easy to do. Now you could have went, if you were in your table, you could have went here, and you could have went to Layout, and you could have said Split Table. But that just is way too long. I wouldn't tell you to do that. It's so much easier just to, and I'll do it again for you, just to go Control Home and press Enter. That's all you have to do, very easily. Then you're asked to key a line in, so you go, I keyed it on already so that I wouldn't hold up the video. There's the line you were to key in, and it asked you to change the line spacing after to 0. So remember, you're going to go to Paragraph, and remember this is called the Paragraph Dialog Box Launcher Arrow, and it said put the spacing after to 10 points or 0 points. So 0 points, and make sure you've got single spacing. All right, so I said 0 points after single spacing, and there you go. Now this is a little bit close. I'm going to tell you to press Enter maybe twice. That'll be good. All right, so go Control S to save. Okay, and now the next piece that they're going to ask us to do is to add a style to this table. All right, and we're going to play with Autofit. So click on the four-headed arrow, and you want to select your table. So once you're in your table, you should be able to see the four-headed arrow. And how come I can't see mine? Okay, what if I go Control A? No, I'll select the whole document. Okay, I'm in my table. That's all I really need to be, is in my table. And now I want to go to Design. And here are the styles, the table styles that you have. Now, take a look at the table styles. First of all, these are all the same style, just different colors. Same thing here, all the same style, but different colors. All the same style, but different colors. So you have all these different styles of tables. And they told us just to go and choose the third row. So something in the third row. So let's choose, let's say this green one. That'll be fine. Okay, now take a look as we look at this. If you go to, on your Design tab, do you see you have header row? Now it's checked off. That's the header row right here with item number. Okay, now I take it off. It's no longer colored. You see that? I put it on. It's colored. It's not colored. It is colored. It's on. If I do the first column, it's green right now. Take it off. It's not colored. If I want it colored, it's on. Off, on. So that's your first column. Now, we haven't got a total row, so that's not going to be able to show you anything. Now, the last column, though, I can turn it on green, turn it off, turn it on, turn it off. Now, the banded rows. Take a look that we have banded rows, okay? So if I take the banded rows off, there's no banded rows anymore. They're all the same color. If I put on banded rows, now you see your banded rows. All right, if I now go to banded columns, you see the columns going up and down. You see the green here and the green here, the light green. And now if I take off banded columns, you don't see the green. So again, I'll put it on so you can see it. The light green, take it off, it's not there. And I haven't got a total row, so putting on the total row here, okay, consider this was the total row, is dark green, okay? And off, on, off. But it's not a total, so we don't want it on. So those just give you 6 more options that you say, I really like the table, but maybe I didn't like the first column. I took it off. Maybe I didn't like the header row. I took it off. So it's really easy to make 6 changes very quickly. And that's what they were trying to show you there in that sample. Okay, so now we're still in the table. You've got your style on there. Now that we've got the style on there, you can see the four-headed arrow. I couldn't pick that out before for you. All right, so now what we want to do is go to Layout, and now look at the width of the columns. do you see that they're according to the longest line, that's how wide the column is. But here we've got, the columns are quite wide and they're all the same width. Okay, so watch now when we take this table. All right, so I'm going to go to you, and here we're going to say auto fit. Click the drop down arrow. Now it says auto fit contents. So click on here. Do you see how every column is only as wide as the longest item in it? That's auto fit the contents. If I go to auto fit the window, that says spread the table out to fit the whole window. All right. If you go to fixed column width, then we'd have to put in a fixed column width, but we're not going to do that. All right, so auto fit the contents, then you say auto fit the window, and the window means fit the screen. Okay, fit the screen. So that's the difference between the two there. All right. So let's leave it on auto fit contents. All right. Okay, so we left it on auto fit contents. That's fine. Now we were asked to add a caption to this table. All right, so we want to go to review. All right, and now take a look here. There should be, no, I don't want to go to review. I want to go to references. Now, don't mix this up. This is insert citation, but I want insert caption. So choose caption. Now, it comes up and says table 1, and it is a table. But if you didn't want to call it a table, you want to call it a figure or an equation, or create another name, you could. But right now, we're happy with table. So now, when you click in here, normally you put in a colon, then you space bar once, and you were to call this Novelty Chocolates. So Novelty, chocolates. All right, and so there's table 1, Novelty Chocolates. Now, the position, I can put it above the table or above the selected item or below it. I want to leave it on above. That's fine. And I want to say OK. And there's my caption. Now, do you see there's a paragraph symbol after it? It's just a regular paragraph. You can format it, change the font color, change the size, anything that you want to do. If you're happy with the way it is, you can leave it the way it is. Okay, so I'm going to say to you, let's go and make it Calibri, and let's make it size 10. And instead of being blue, let's make it green. Okay, maybe we'll use this green. All right, I could go Control E and center it, go Control R, right align it, and go Control L at the left-hand side. So you see, it's just a normal paragraph, nothing more than that. All right, so the next thing we want to do is set the cell margins. Now take a real close look here. Do you see how close the text is to the top? Do you see how close it is at the left? And here, if you look at this cell, you can see the space here and the space here. All right, we're going to put in what you call cell margins. Now, cell margins affect the whole table. Okay, so you got to always make sure that you want to do this. All right, so here I'm in the table. Doesn't matter where you are. You're going to go to Layout. And now here are cell margins, okay? So click on cell margins, and the top right now is 0, and that's what you could see here, okay? The bottom is 0, and the left, see that little bit? 0.08, and on the right, 0.08. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put in 0.15. So 0.15, and tab, put in 0.15, tab, 0.15, tab, and 0.15. So now you have each one of them at 0.15, and watch the difference here. Now do you see the space above the 1010? Do you see the space on the left? Do you see the space here? You've got 0.15 all the way around for all of the cells. All the way down, your whole table was done. So if you need something like that, that's a great feature. But just remember, it affects all of the cells. Okay, now that we've finished with cell margins, I want to show you about this button here called Repeat Header Rows. So first of all, you see item number here, and watch. As I go down Do you see a header row here? No, you don't. As I go down, that's it. Okay, so now I'm going to select. I'm going to click in here and select this row. And now you're going to say repeat header rows. Okay, now nothing appears except that button is gray. But watch, when you scroll down, what do you see? Item number, name, description, and price. So the row repeated when the table went over more than one page. If it doesn't go over more than one page, it won't show you anything. So the table has to go over more than one page. All right, that's good. So that's how you put on a header row. Now watch, it asks us to insert a memo here, and I already have it in memory, so I'm just going to paste it in now. And remember, your tab goes at 0.9. We want the current date, so you're going to go to Insert, Date and Time, and you want the third date, and don't update it automatically. And then take out a few extra spaces here, and leave it about like that, and then you can put in your initials. Okay, so I'll put in my initials. All right, so now I've done the memo. It's all there. I utilized everything. And now when I go down, I see my header row, and you see your header row because it went on the next page, and that's the third page. So when I add extra text, as if that table splits across more than one page, the header row will repeat, and that's what it's supposed to do. That's the purpose of it, nothing else. Now, if I take it off, if I go to Layout and I take it off, now watch, I go down, no header row, no header row. All right, I'm going to go back up, select it, make it a header row, and now if I scroll down, header row, and that's what you were doing in this case. All right, save your work there. And now there's one more thing. We're going to select the table here, and we've selected the whole table because I clicked on the forehead arrow. I'm going to right click and go to Table Properties. All right, so just to avoid a bad break, okay, so you want to go to Row, and you want to say allow the row to break across pages, and you're going to say no, I don't want to allow the row to break across pages, okay? And this note says repeat as header at the top of each page. Yes, I want to do that, okay? But take this out, allow the row to break across pages. You don't want the row to break. All right, now say okay. And what happened there? Hold on here. Okay, it didn't like that one option that I chose. I'm going to right click, go back to Table Properties, and I'm going to take that off and just say allow row to break across the page. So now let's have a look. Okay, so here, okay, my header row isn't repeating. I'm going to put it back on from here. Repeat header rows. And now I'm going to see this row stayed together. That row stayed together. So all the rows have stayed together. They're not breaking across the page, and that's what you want. Okay, so I shouldn't have clicked it on the inside there. I'm better off to have done it from here. But this is all as one row, and that's what we said. Don't allow the rows to break across the page. So that's good. Okay, once again, we want to go up here, select your table, click on your four-headed arrow, and we want to sort it. Okay, so here on your Layout tab, you have A to Z. So click on your button A to Z, and it gives you item number. And if you click on the drop down, you want to sort by name or by description or by price. Okay, so what we want to do is that we want to sort by, let's say we want to sort by name. Okay, so we've got name, it's text, and we want to sort in ascending order. All right, so say okay, and so now you should have alligator, bear, bobcat, and so on, all the B's and A to Z. But if you wanted to sort on price, then you went to A to Z, and you would have said, no, I'm going to sort on price, and of course that is a number. And do I want an ascending order? Sure, that's fine, and say okay. So now the prices should be $1, $1.75. They're all in numerical sequence. All right, so let's go back, and I want to go to sort, and I want to sort on